Hi guys, it's Ray here. First of all, a massive thank you for trusting me and coming through to this video here today. Now, in a moment, I'm going to share with you my top 10 tips to become a success. Seriously, if you put these top 10 tips to become a success into your life, I will guarantee your life will move forward. Whether your life moves forward this much or that much, depending on the effort that you put in, I'll guarantee you will move your life forward. What it is also as well, most people think there's some secret ingredient to become a success. I did. It was only a few years ago that I've been in business about 15 years before I realised, look, there's no real secret ingredient. The problem is, if you think there's some type of secret ingredient, what you'll do is you'll end up typing into Google how to make money online, online businesses, and then what'll happen is you'll end up paying for some crazy system that you don't need. Okay, put your hands up if you've done that. Okay, I've done that so many times, honestly, because I think there's got to be a secret ingredient out there. And to be honest with you, success is actually not that complicated. It's basically following a certain set of rules, and they're quite basic rules, to be honest with you. And the reason why most people, like 95% of people that don't follow these success traits, is because even though they're basic, it is hard work to get it, to do these things on a daily basis, to put it into habits. That's the hard part, if that makes sense, and that's why it's why 95% struggle. Okay, also these success tips. So the point is, the point is, success is about hard work, and the other bits and bobs we're going to mention. Please don't think it's about you need some successful ingredients. So what I'm saying to you is, please don't go paying some crazy system online, honestly, because you'll probably end up wasting your money like I did. Also, these top 10, the list is not going to be in any particular order, apart from the first one, because I think you have to have the first one right, otherwise everything else will be very difficult to do. But all the others, they're in no particular order, because what might be important for me might not be as important for yourself, if that makes sense, because we're all different. We've got different priorities in our lives. Okay, so here goes. Okay, so with the first important success tip, okay, and I honestly believe this is the number one. So success tip number one is, you must know what you want to do with your life. So other people call it different things, what's your passion, what's your goal, what's your calling. I like to keep it basic. What do you want to do with the rest of your life? Or what do you want to do for at least the next step of your life? Seriously, if you don't know what you want to achieve in life, the chances are you're not going to get it. Honestly, as obvious as that sounds, and most people go, right, that's obvious that. But 95% of people in our world, that's what they're doing. They're just walking around, they're just drifting because they're in a job they don't like, maybe they've started a business that they're not passionate about. Most people don't know what they want out of life, okay? So sit down and ask yourself your question, what do you want to achieve with your life? You could be one of the lucky ones who go, this is what I want to do, Ray. Or you might think, actually, that's a point. So you've got to get that right, okay? Because if you don't know what you want to achieve in life, or at least the next step of your life, how are you going to get it? Okay, so success tip number one. Success tip number two is positive association. Very, very important, that you associate with the right people. Now, as children, you've probably heard that by your mum and dad, from your parents. They might have said, hey, you're not playing out with that such and such a person, they're a bad influence, okay? So even back then, our parents were saying, hey, look, positive association. So, but again, most people, unfortunately, don't put positive association into their lives. And again, like myself, most of my family, most of my friends, unfortunately, they're in the 95% of people where they're just drifting through life. I'm not saying ditch your family and friends, by the way. I still love them very, very much. But if you want to achieve a level of success, you need to find people who you can associate with. I forgot the person who said this now, but what they said is that, you will be the average of the 5 people that you associate with most. That's why millionaires who want to be billionaires knock about with billionaires. That's why people who are on $100,000 or £100,000 per year, they try to associate with people on £1 million a year or $1 million a year, because these people pull you up, if that makes sense. So it's very, very important. You don't want to be one of these people who gets your life-changing advice from your family or friend member down the pub. Okay, and that's sadly where most people get their advice from, and then wonder why they're not moving on. So you've got to have positive association, very important. Success tip number 3, and my favourite, I believe this is what makes me a success in the multiple businesses that I've started, and that is, do more than the average. Seriously, I just outwork my competition. There's nothing special about me. If there's something that I want to achieve and I'm competing with somebody else, I think, well, if they're going to be doing 6 hours a day, I'll do 8. If they do 8 hours a day, I'll do 10. If they do 10, I'll do 12. There's been a good few times when I've actually woke up, started work at 8 o'clock in the morning, worked all day, all night, the following day, before crashing in bed at 11 o'clock that night. Seriously, doing like 39, 40 hours straight. Work. Now, I'm not suggesting you do that, by the way, but again, as I say, I strongly believe if you're prepared to do more than the average, you've got, seriously, straight away that'll put you on an advantage. Most people are like, their mentality is 9 to 5, finish weekends, okay, which is good. If that's your life, that's fine, not a problem. But if you want to compete with in the business world, seriously, a 9 to 5 and having the weekends off is not going to work, I'm afraid, because your competition won't be doing that. You know, so you've got to learn to do more than the average. Very, very important. If you want the success, if you want to compete at the highest level. Success tip number 4, it's about the books you read. I remember getting involved in a network marketing organisation many years ago now, and there was good and bad people involved in the organisation, but one of the things that stuck in my mind, and they always used to say to me and my wife, where you'll be in the next 5 years will depend on the people that you associate with. Obviously, I've already mentioned positive association, and the books that you read. Honestly, I thought that was complete nonsense. I laughed when he told me that. Books, you know, I've been to school, why do I need to read more books? But when I started thinking, when I wasn't moving my business life forward, and I thought, you know what, I better try this, I better associate with the right people, and I better read the right books. 5 years later, I was financially free. So it's important that you read the right books. Again, someone asked Warren Buffett, I think it was, one of the most wealthiest men in the world, if you had one skill, what would it be, Warren? And he said, the ability to read faster. Obviously, so he could learn faster. That's the richest man in the world, saying his one skill would be to read and learn faster. Reading is very important. So wherever you want to go in life, whatever you want to achieve, you need to find obviously authors or mentors or people obviously who've succeeded. Obviously, buy their books, okay, or their audio programs, and learn as much as you can from the people who've got there ahead of you. If that makes sense. So the books you read are very important. Success tip number 5. Most people think they know how to do this, but they don't, unfortunately, and that is you must have achievable goals. Okay, I'm not going to go too much into this because obviously these are thousands of hours worth of materials, but goals, you've got to have goals. Okay, it's like, you know, you look at most sports. Okay, my background, you probably know by now, is soccer. You know, imagine a soccer game without any goals. Imagine American football without, obviously, you know, the H that you kick through, obviously, to get those. I forgot what they call now. Is it a try or was that rugby? Anyway, imagine any type of sport where there's no goal. Okay, just be pointless playing. You know, pointless playing. Okay, and life's the same. Okay, if you've not got a goal, you've got nothing to aim for. And seriously, if you've not got goals, the chances of you of hitting success will be virtually zero. Now, you could be that 0.1% of person who doesn't have to write a goal. You just got naturally gifted and you can go and achieve your targets. Okay, trust me, that's only the minority of people. If you want to achieve something in life, you must have goals. And again, I speak about, and I do a lot of free videos on my website about obviously goals as well. Okay, nearly there. Success tip number 6. You must learn the art of visualization. Seriously, you might be thinking, what's visualization? I call visualization daydreaming on steroids. And again, I think it was actually Henry Ford, the founder of Ford Motors. He said along the lines of what the man can believe he can achieve. I think it was Henry Ford. It's probably not. It was some famous person that said that. Seriously, what the man can believe, the man can achieve, or the woman can achieve. Okay, so it's very important, okay, that you visualize your success. If you ask any top entrepreneur, sports person, actor or actress, they will tell you before they become a success, they visualize their success every single day. Honestly, every single day. So you must learn the art of visualization. Very important. Step number 7. Now, this might be a bit of a crazy one, okay, but again, this might not be your cup of tea, but this has been brilliant for me. Find negative motivators. Okay, I'll say it again. Find negative motivators. Actually, what I'm saying, negative motivators will probably find you. Now, what I mean by negative motivators, whether it's family, friends, associates, neighbours, you know, we all have those horrible, you know, distasteful people that come into our lives, you know, those people that say, I told you so, I told you would never be a success, I told you you've not got the abilities. That person who's always trying to knock you, always trying to hold you back. And the sad thing about it, for the most part, negative motivators is our family and friends. And for sometimes as well, or most of the time, a lot of our family and friends, they actually don't do it deliberately. They say things because they love us, and they generally think, you know, that, you know, they're helping us out. So when me and my wife started our property business, first thing our family said, oh, don't be buying property, you know, don't be buying property. You know, what happens if the house market crashes? You know, you'll lose all your life savings, you know. Again, negative motivators, obviously, you know, again, they never said that to be nasty, but unfortunately, as I say, you know, we were given the wrong advice. So whether a negative motivator is someone who's malicious, or obviously trying to, obviously loves you, but obviously indirectly being a negative motivator, I relish negative motivators, because to me that's what propels, that's what moves me forward. That's my burning desire to prove somebody wrong. So if someone says to me, Ray, you got no chance of doing it, I'm like, cool, that's what I needed. You know, as I say, again, it mightn't be your cup of tea, but if you can find negative motivators, instead of letting them get you down, thinking, oh, maybe they're right, you want to be thinking, how dare you? Who do you think you are? Okay, don't be letting your limitations think they're my limitations. Okay, not a problem. Okay, if that's what you think, I'm going to prove you wrong. And don't even say anything to them. As I say, you don't have to say, hey, I'm going to prove you wrong. Just say, okay, nod your head, and in your mind think, I'm going to prove you wrong. And even when you're a success and you've proved them wrong, honestly, you don't even have to go to that person and say, I told you so. I don't even do that, because once you're a success, that person knows that they were wrong and you were a success anyway. And by you not saying anything to them, that sort of destroys them a bit more, to be honest with you, because they're thinking, why didn't Ray say anything to me there? Because I'm basically saying, more to obviously a malicious person, obviously my family and friends, to my loved ones, I'll say, hey, listen, I told you so, you know, I did tell you, you know, you've got to believe in myself. But for people who are being malicious, I won't even say anything to them, because I'm letting them know I'm a success. You know I'm a success, but you know what? You're so below me now. I've got no interest in it. You're not important in my life. For me to even come back to you and say, I told you so, and that'll destroy them even more. But no, might be a bit malicious from me, but negative motivation really works with me. Especially when I come from a soccer background, as you probably know, there's a lot of negative motivators, a lot of malicious, nasty, negative motivators, and that's why I believe I went on to become a success, because I just wanted to prove these people wrong, which I did. So again, try and find, I'll say you won't have to find negative motivators, they'll find you, trust me. Success tip number 8, dream build. Now you might think, what, right, dream build, what you're on about there? If you want a bigger house, go to show houses. If you want a Ferrari car, go and test drive a Ferrari car. If you want to go on an exotic holiday, go into travel agents and get all the brochures. And again, going back to visualization, one of the other success tips is visualize yourself obviously being on that holiday destination. Dream building is like visualization in real time, if that makes sense. So if you want to dream about having that big massive house, if you go to a show home that you think, wow, that's my dream house, go to that show home, walk around that show home. If you can, get your iPhone out and obviously take some videos as you're going around, and then just watch that as well. Dream building's massive. A lot of people honestly go, dream building, a lot of nonsense. Dream building works big time, seriously, okay? So make sure you dream build, you visualize, but also as well, because visualization's in your mind, dream building's when you actually physically go and do something in real time. So make sure you have dream building in your life, very important. Success tip number 9, nearly there, is continual education. Can't stress enough, guys, okay? Yeah, you need to always educate yourself. Most people think when they leave school, that's it, don't have to educate myself anymore. Massive mistake. You must always continue to educate yourself. If your competition's educating themselves and you're not, you're in big trouble, okay? Tip over with, it's obvious, okay, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. You need to always be educating yourself. And success tip number 10, okay, and the most important one, and the one that most people don't do, because those 9 success tips that I've just said below, in this video, that's something that you can easily put into your life. It's basic, and you're probably going, Ray, is that it? That's it, it's basic, okay, but this is where 95% of people will fail, okay. Success tip number 10, you must act on a consistent and daily basis. Okay, so you've got to make it a habit in your life, and these success tips you've got to be doing it on a daily basis. You've got to be associating with the right people, you've got to be going through your goals, you've got to let the negative motivators motivate you, if that makes sense. Yeah, as I say, you've got to be reading the right materials, reading the right books. Obviously that goes back obviously to continual education as well. You know, it's very, very important that you've got to implement these success tips into your well-being, because as I say, most people will watch this video and go, right, they're quite easy, that's brilliant, but they won't do the most important thing, they won't act. Okay, without action, forget about it. And that's what I said earlier on in this video. I'll guarantee my success tips will help you, whether it's that much or that much. The people that put it that much action in, okay, that is the amount of success you'll have. The people that put in that much action, you're going to have much bigger success, seriously, because it's about the action that you put in, the implementation of these success tips. Okay, so that's my success tips over. And remember, just go through my website, raynewland.com. There's loads of free videos there. Make sure that you watch the videos on the famous success entrepreneurs, okay, that I put together as well. Very, very important. For the ones that don't know that, what I do on my website is I put together the successful entrepreneurs or successful actors, actresses, sports people, and it's their success, it's their top tips to success. Okay, so I've done a lot of videos of them on my website, but also as well I've done my personal videos, what I've done. Okay, and all these videos will always continue to grow, but it's very important that you watch my videos with these successful entrepreneurs or sports people, etc., because these videos will show you how to extract that information out of these successful people. Because what most people will do, and I've done this myself, they'll go to YouTube and they'll watch a video on, you know, on a successful entrepreneur, go, wow, that was amazing, that's life-changing information, and then what do they do? Nothing about it. My videos will teach you how to extract that information. So more importantly, you can take their success tips, as I say, extract out the videos, and more importantly, implement it into your life. Okay, so it's not only my free videos to watch on my website, please make sure you watch the videos from these successful entrepreneurs, actors, sports people, etc., actresses that I've also put together. Very, very important. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed my success tips. Again, leave a comment below, on any video, sorry, whether it's in my YouTube video, on my website. Please leave a comment below, and obviously that will encourage me to do more videos. And the last thing I'm going to say as well, if you've got a family or friend that obviously is struggling, you just don't know what to do next with the rest of their life and think, what do I do next with the rest of my life? Please give them my website, okay, my website address, raynewland.com, because it will definitely help them move their life forward. So I hope you helped. Hope my top 10 tips to be a success helped. Again, drop me an email, come on to the Facebook, etc. You know, make sure this is a two-way thing. If you've joined my membership website, etc., you know, make sure you communicate, and I look forward to hearing your success story. All the best.